Is that better, guys? So sorry. So sorry. God bless the old Windows updates for you. Sorry, guys. Sorry. At least I wasn't like 15 minutes into the stream. And now I can't remember what I've said. I'm not talking today. No, this is gonna be a silent stream brought to you by Mime. I'm miming. This is the most challenging possible stream you could ever do. I'm not having a video camera. I'm not having the camera on today, and I'm doing it mostly in Mime. That's all we're doing. Oh dear. Sorry, I'm talking away to myself. It's the Windows update. It just resets everything. It's so annoying, and it does all these little secret things that you never realise it's resetting. So I was saying, right, we are back in this franchise zoo that is no longer a franchise zoo. This was the first ever thing I built in Planet Zoo, and I would quite like to come back to it. It's no longer a franchise zoo. I have updated it. I've moved it across to Sandbox, which is the thing you can now do. And I'd like it to get to a place where I can consider this to be done and move it onto the workshop and stuff. And yeah, I've cleared out the guests. That bit where you just saw me lingering around by the gate was watching that. Was watching that last guest leave. She didn't seem to want to leave. There's still a few stragglers. Go on, bugger off. I've closed the zoo because it's all very slow. It's getting a bit laggy. My PC is not handling all of this happening at the same time. So we're going to do a bit of building. We're going to do a bit of tinkering, a bit of building. I'm thinking this area, it's about time I did some stuff with this plaza, basically. I haven't really decided what yet, but there's... I don't know why they do that. They still have these little... weird issues. So yeah, it's going to be pretty chill. Just going to do a few hours here. As I said, I had this whole big thing I was saying at the beginning of the stream about how I'm not expecting loads of people here today because obviously I've had a week off. I haven't been in this zoo for ages, so everybody's probably waiting to see where Tigrido is. And yeah, and obviously the world is like returning to normal and stuff. So, which is pretty cool. It's obviously great for the world and great for everybody. It's not too good for YouTube videos and YouTube videos and streams, but it's a reality that I think most people were probably expecting. So I think we'll do a bit of building. I'd like to maybe get this plaza kind of moving forwards. It feels really bright here today. We don't need it. We don't need it running. But yeah, this zoo's been like, I don't know, kind of a thing that I started ages ago and really loved it. And obviously it was my first thing I was doing and it was all a bit rando. But I've barely touched it in months. And so it's about time, I think, to get back to do some work with it, do some updates. We've got a few options. We could continue over here. So this was like the monkey world. Sort of primate kingdom. So we've got the whatever these guys are called, the mandrills in their kind of, it looks a bit janky and stuff, but this was like my treehouse kind of viewing thing, and it does kind of work. The guests do come in, but they kind of glitch out the side and stuff, which is a bit of a shame. And then obviously we've got the big chimpanzee and gorilla gubbins down there, which I'm still pretty happy with. So obviously all crazy and fantasy and nothing ever makes any sense. So we could continue this way, or I feel like we need to fill in this gap. So I think we'll do that. I think we'll just put in like a nice little sitting area and some shops, and maybe have some peafowls and things, because the peafowls would be quite easy to kind of enclose in this little spot. And then maybe this side is like a flamingo pond or something. Let's do that. I think we'll do that. We'll just do it'll just be kind of doofing about. Doofing about, having a pretty chill afternoon. Yeah, the world is slowly getting back to normal, I know. Yeah, it's nice actually. It's definitely nice. Fingers crossed everything kind of stays on track, because I think everybody in the world needs it, don't they? It's obviously not the case everywhere, and there's a few kind of issues. Peafowls are a pain in the backside. Have you just been playing around with the peafowls? The peafowls are a pain in the backside in real franchise because you have to do, you have to worry about all the stuff like the fact that they breed like a crazy thing. It's the same as the peacock. The flamingos. They breed like crazy, and if you don't kind of keep a track of them, you're just constantly doing like maintenance of them all the time. But in Sandbox, you just turn all that off. You just turn all that off and don't worry about it. I'd like to get this to be. What I'd like to get this to be is just like a shallow pool. So what we might actually do is just kind of drop it all deeper than it should be. And then we'll raise up the floor. We'll do like fake floor to raise it all up. And yeah, the peafowls are all right. There's a few tricks with the peafowls. I've done this a couple of times before. I did it on Serenity. Trick with the peafowls is that you can basically create fake barriers for them using the elephant grass, and that's the trick, to have them looking like they're kind of free roaming, but they're really not. And if you do that, you can have them like in areas where guests are and not have to do like the walking habitats and all that sort of stuff. So we might get to that. We probably will get to that. We'll have like a little bit of we'll just have kind of a little viewing area. I think we'll just have this like as a sitting area, and then we'll have the flamingos kind of just hanging out in here. I don't know, actually. Maybe you can have the flamingos as kind of just one that the guests hang out with. So we'll do this. We'll put some. I think what we'll do is we'll put some glass in as like a barrier down the sides here. And we'll make this, hopefully, we'll make this like a shallow pool. This takes a bit of fiddling with sometimes, but I've got all of this kind of stuff that I can use to hide the barriers, so I might as well take advantage of that. Peafowls are super noisy, but they are quite a cool thing to have kind of in like areas where there's loads of guests coming through and stuff, and that's kind of what I want this to be, because this is obviously like a big walkway bridge. It's like a big kind of throughput area. It's going to be sitting areas and foliage and stuff. This all needs like making nice again. But most of this area is about just kind of transiting through to somewhere else. So I'm thinking it would be nice just to have kind of these little bits that are noisy and loud, and like things that kind of, like sound like zoo. And that's what a lot of zoos do, use flamingos like that, because they're such a kind of such a kind of visual thing of a zoo, aren't they, I guess. Right, so let's put that in, click that, bring all this up, and then we'll hopefully be able to find a water level. Oh, that didn't seem to want to rise. Arise. Cool. And then we'll get, hopefully, see, that's a bit higher than I wanted it, a bit lower than that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right, so we should now be able to just grab the whole barrier, yoink it back down again, so it's underneath the ground level. And then what we'll do, and so obviously this is at the moment, it's just a great big lake, but we're not going to have it as a lake. We're going to have it as a sort of shallow water area. Hey Tobias, how you doing? Hey Dom and Brooke. Hello zookeepers. Hello zookeepers. How are you doing? yeah, we're playing around in my old franchise zoo, which is not a franchise zoo. We need a name for this place, guys. I think I'm gonna have to put a poll out on the on my channel, which is just like, because I've got a few ideas for names of this. I think at the moment I'm calling it like Royston Zoo for some reason. I don't really know why. And it's not really got a style. As I said, this is the first ever zoo I built. It's all a bit rando, and there are bits that I really like and bits that I hate. But it's just a bit rando. So it can just kind of, but it's obviously in the like temperate, European temperate biome. So that message was retracted. That message was retracted. You didn't need to retract it. I did say hello. Hello. Not hugely excited at tomorrow. Yeah, Monday. Monday's always a fun day, right? This is the other thing as well. Everybody kind of starting to get back into their normal routines and things, and having to go into work and all that. Hey Nadine, how you doing? None of you have missed much because I did my usual trick of starting the stream with silence because there was a Windows update that screwed with my microphone and I didn't realise, and so I 3 or 4 minutes of chatting away, and then Weston and Lindsay went hello, is there anyone actually there? Right, so we'll make this kind of look, what we'll just do is we'll just do like a plaster floor of this gubbins for now. It was golden. It was a classic Toves moment. It was a true Toves moment. So let's just find a level that's just above that, and then we'll just stick all this down. In fact, let's get a bit of colour going on it, I think. Why do you want me to be a blueprint? There we go. I think we'll do kind of something like that. A little something and something like that. Yeah, so it's like a really weird, like I do quite like this zoo. The bits I really like are definitely the hippo habitat I really like. Everything else is kind of alright. Like the monkey thing, the whole kind of monkey sunken crater deal over there. I kind of like it, but I don't know. It's not. It's all a bit stupid. This is my kind of total. Just like, don't worry about realism. Just like knock it. Like go for creative ideas and just play around and not worry about anything. Sort of place. And I think I just felt the itch to come back. I don't know why I don't know why I did, but everything else that I've been working on, Tigwadu is still chugging along. Should be a new episode for that next week, hopefully, but it's not one I particularly want to live stream. So this might be my Planet Zoo live stream zoo of choice. So if you haven't seen this one, guys, do let me know if you want to see anything in particular. Do let me know, and I'm happy to do a little sneaky tour. Right, so now we've done that water level, we can obviously grab all of this and just get a super nice shallow pool of water that we want. That's going to be kind of like they're wading, obviously, because they're waders. Now that looks really super boring at the moment, but once we put some rocks in it and we dress it all up and everything, it'll be grand. And then we'll have this as like just a little. We'll just have this as like a little viewing nub. So this is obviously like the top of the boardwalk. So there's not like where's this pathing through from? So yeah, you can't actually. You come down off of the boardwalk here, so you come down around the monkeys. You can't actually go from here. I guess you don't need to from here because you can overlook from there down into that. So we're going to have flamingos here, peafowls here eventually. So let's get some rocks. I'm going to keep all this looking like super faux and like not looking realistic at all. So we might actually even do some like drainage and things for this. Is that how shallow is that? Oh, I'm typing in there. I'm still typing in there. It can go even shallower, but that's not too bad. I don't want to lose too much of the water. That's not too bad. Right, and then we can, if we wanted to, if I wanted to just create some little islands, I can obviously just kind of make some rock things and do some bits and pieces. I could take the water out. In fact, let's do that. Let's mess up the edges a bit. Can I do that? No, we can't do that. Well, we could do that. We'd have to just take the barrier up and down again, but we won't bother. We'll just do it with rocks. So let's get some faux rock action going. I think we'll go with a bunch of these. Looks like I've got the surface snap on. Is that gone? That's it. And I think we'll make this just like a kind of really tropical looking bit. Again, there's like no rules in this zoo. There's no real theming, so everything's just kind of whatever I fancy doing. That's a bit much, isn't it? Cracks colour. The cracks colour. That didn't work. It's quite nice to have something like that. I think it's quite nice for me to have something that's just like random and I don't have to worry about it too much. And it's just kind of, yeah, not constrained by any rules and things. Because I think I get a bit stuck in the Pulsley. Pulsley just comes in with the cap straight away and Nightbot just immediately types him out. Paul, I would have thought if anybody knows how Nightbot is going to like annihilate your life. We'll be back. Hopefully be back in 5 seconds. God bless the Nightbot. Can't hear with that riff-raff in here. Golden Bennett. Wasn't you're not having problems with that again, are you? I thought you'd been alright with that. Was it because it looks like you came in with caps? I can't remember what my limit is, but it's not too bad. I hope you're doing well, dude, anyway. And you're right, out of DIY hell, which is what I keep seeing you your tweets about. So I think we'll just kind of mix this up so it will look like it. We'll try and make it look like it's I deliberately want this to look fake, so we'll just kind of mess up the edges. All is well indeed. Halfway to a silver plaque now. Just need to actually make some videos when I get time. Oh, so what's the silver? What you mean, as in like you're about to hit 50,000? I thought you already passed that, to be honest. That's cool, dude. Well done. Epic work. You are a machine. It's going to be a bit of a struggle now, though, isn't it? I was just saying at the beginning of the stream. Obviously, it's you know, the reality of everybody going back to their lives and things is. I'm sure there will be plenty of people out in the YouTube world freaking out at the moment, being like, why am I getting so few views? It's mostly because people have gone back to their lives. Don't worry about it. People have gone back to their lives. It's not because you're suddenly a terrible person. It's because people have got lives now. And they don't have to watch quite as much Tinterwebs. And the thing is with that, it will be, I guess the reality will be, because I'm guilty of the same, everybody's like, quick, I must see everybody in my life. And then sooner or later, everyone will just get bored of all their friends and all that sort of stuff again. And they'll all come back to Tinterwebs and we'll be grand. And the beauty of YouTube, obviously, is that your content doesn't go anywhere. It lives there forever. So even when someone Yeah, that's the difference with Twitch. Is that Twitch is probably. I might be interested to know actually what the view rates are like on Twitch at the moment, if they've gone down or not. Yeah, exactly. They can watch that video whenever they want, or they can stumble across that video at some point in the future. So let's make like a nice central Wazzy family. Wazzy family. Hello, Taves Plays. I want to buy more pets, but I don't. It doesn't work. It said animal storage full. You know how to fix it. Well, yeah. So in franchise, you have a limit to the number of animals you can have. There is a. Excuse me. I do have a video on my channel, which is a cheaty way. Basically, I think it's called unlimited storage or something. The trick to do it is basically just so you obviously get a certain number you can have. I can't remember if this applies to. I can't remember if this applies to Sandbox as well. I have a feeling it doesn't. But the trick is just to open another franchise zoo. Excuse me. Open another franchise zoo that is just storage. Don't just basically. Sorry, I said open. I mean create. Create another franchise zoo that you never open. And that you only ever go in there very briefly to go and get another animal. That's what I did when I was playing franchise properly. But yeah, check out the video. It's called Unlimited. How to have unlimited storage in franchise. It'll be on my channel somewhere. And it's obviously like a bit. It's not really supposed to work like that, but that's the easiest way to do it. And I was doing it with I can't remember why I was doing it. I think it was because I was like breeding stuff and I wanted to keep as many of them as possible. I'll tell you what we'll have actually in here, which will be nice, is get some of the weight, get some of the little yeah, but is there not a limit to that as well, Tobias? And the trouble with doing that is if you put them in quarantine, if you're playing franchise properly. So if you put a lion in franchise in quarantine, guests come in looking for that animal, and so you can get like negative ratings and stuff because the guests come in looking for an animal that's not there. So yeah, it's better. Which obviously, if you don't ever open the zoo and you just use it as a secondary, like a storage spot, they don't ever have that issue. I thought you could recolor this. I'm pretty sure you can just kind of like get this just like nice and close to the surface. I thought you could recolor this. I could have sworn I've recolored that before. There's a limit for each quarantine building. Don't remember the exact number. Oh, is it the building has a limit? Where have we got a quarantine building then? I think I've got a quarantine over here somewhere. Oh, I can just go in there, can't I? I don't need to do this. So quarantine, so 0 of 24. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure what I said is right. If you have animals in quarantine, that they just... Oh, maybe that's not the case, actually. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's only the case for animal storage. Could have sworn you could change the colour of that. It's driving me cray-cray. Okay, so we'll just kind of scatter these about. We'll like edge these around. We'll make some little islands and things. We'll just do this a bit rando. I guess I should probably be recording, but I'm not. I wonder why I can't put one. I can put one there. But yeah, it's definitely a thing that comes up, doesn't it, in franchise? I think I had like huge, great big breeding programs going on, and so I had a zoo that, yeah, another part of my franchise, which was just where I like dumped all my stuff, and then just transition them out when you want them. As long as you never open that zoo, you'll never get protests at it. I was thinking the other day, you know how we've got the so you know how we've got for the water now, we've got the colour like swatches, like this thing. That'd be kind of cool with the rocks as well. I don't know why, but because sometimes I find that like if I want to just create because obviously if you something like the faux rocks would be perfect to be able to just to say like tropical or taiga or and obviously you can kind of reasonably match the colours, but so because it always defaults back to that, which is kind of annoying. But there is a limit for each quarantine building. Don't remember the exact number. Well, I just saw that one. I guess I could just kind of blend that under the water. Hey elephant, how you doing? Just doing a bit of goobering around today, to be honest. Nothing. Currently making like a little flamingo bit. Yeah, exactly. Well, the normal ones at least. The normal ones at least. Yeah, actually, in fact, that makes sense, doesn't it? Because if you think about it, why not just have, for normal rocks, rather than listing the same object in there over and over again, just have rock and then a picker for it, like a colour picker for it up here. I think sometimes they do that to make it look like there's more items. And that isn't really what you want, because none of this feels tropical at the moment. The colours aren't right. I'm getting the colours all wrong. It needs to be like more greeny, like a darker colour. Not that. Not that. Obviously not that. That's not right, is it? That's not right. It's not right. It was better before. Maybe we just stick with it and just do this and then mess about with it some later. So I want to kind of just blend these in so they look like rock pools basically. This is going to be a lot of rock work. And if I keep that, yeah, if I keep that underneath that level, then they should be able to use the pools without having issue. But I don't mind a bit of the plaster coming through. That's colour's not right at all at the moment. It should be more like this colour. The thing about flamingos is they are actually in quite a lot of different biomes. You do see them in quite a lot of different conditions, not necessarily different parts of the world, but in yeah, they'll quite happily kind of chill about in a swamp kind of dealy. I don't remember actually if they need to have any kind of hard shelter. I guess we probably should get some in. So what I was thinking I would do in terms of the door, so at the moment I've got this as a toilet, but we can just bin that, and that basically gives me access to the back of the habitat, and we could just put a gate in here, like a just to block this off and have a door in there. So I am actually going to need to take that out just for now. I think we'll just grab this. I'll have to pull this all back up again. Interesting. Why? Why not? So I made this little kind of mural thing ages ago that's a bit kind of rubbish now, but it's alright. It's quite nice to come back to an old zoo that you haven't worked on for ages, because you kind of get that realization of how much like you've improved. And actually, even over the course of doing this zoo, I can see things that I got way better at. I don't mind the fact that that's glitched into the floor like that, because I'm not going to see them using that anyway. In fact, we could make that even better by just bringing the barrier out a little touch-a-roo. Just turn it like that. And then hopefully we can get a gate in there. Don't really know why it does that. I think it does that because of the fact that you've got barrier under the ground. It just does that weird thing with the gate sunk into the floor like that. Yeah, it's going to be a challenge, isn't it? Let's put the path in first. Stuff path. Hello game. Where's my path? Oh, it's because I've got a path above. It's like glitching up there. Okay. Can we get rid of... See if we can get rid of some of this terrain. That might be better. Let's put the staff path in there. Sometimes the path helps you out, and sometimes it's just an ass. Sometimes it's just like, nope, nope, not gonna help you today. You're on your own. Actually, now I think about it, what I'm better off doing is raising this terrain. And then I can bring the barrier flat. That's alright, I can hide that away, and that's fine. Hopefully, that will be better. It's going to still be in the floor because of the fact that we've done that. Let's bring out another piece of barrier then. Not that long, thank you game. And let's make this one flat top, no, undulating. So that's now sitting on top of the terrain, and that can link back on there and get rid of that one. And we can put, oh, you're such a pain. Right, what about if we put the habitat gate in first? Let's try that then. Go away, I don't want you. Oh, oh, oh. What's that linking to? Have I got another barrier? No. Interesting. Hold on then, let's get rid of that. I should just be able to put a flat piece of barrier here. Put a gate into that. Terrain too uneven. Is it though? Is it honestly? Is it really? It doesn't seem that bad to me, game. It seems pretty fine. Right, so let's flatten you off then. Do. Yeah, I always feel like I need these kind of little sessions to get back into a zoo that I haven't played for a while. It's always a bit of a thing that happens. Where's my glass? There we go. Okay, so that's probably going to smurf all the rest of my barrier up now as well. As it does. It's quite funny how this stuff is still always feels a little awkward, which is like the core fundamentals of the game. It depends on what you're doing. If you're trying to like put the barrier in after you've already done a load of work, sometimes it can just be such a pain. Why can't I click that? Obstructed. I'm not trying to link it to anything, game. I'm trying to get... What are you actually doing? Stop. Okay. Right, so that's now linked up to that. That post. Back on there. And that one. Where the hell are you going? There we go. Right, so is this going to let me drop it all again? That would be nice if it does. What's going on there? Oh, I don't need that little riggedy-raggedy bit there. Thank you. Okay, let's grab it all again. Looks like it's attached to something over that side, which we don't want. Okay, and let's put the water back in. Obstructed. That is annoying. Why is it obstructed? It's obstructed because of this path now. Oh, hold on. Valid. Is that all that's all we need? We only need that little bit anyway. Perfect. Okay. Deselect. Grab all of you. That's because I've got this now. So we can't do it the way I was doing it before. Pull that round. Still selecting all of it. I don't want it to select all of it. And now I can't move the... Why can't I move the freaking... I can't move the barrier now. We have to have a gate, game. We have to be able to have a gate in there. Let's go back to where we were then. We could figure another way of getting a gate in there, but that doesn't seem like it makes any sense. It should be able to put a gate in there. That terrain is flat. Should just be able to fill that up with water. I don't get it. Okay, let's see if that will fill. Okay, that's where we want the water level. You can't like deselect the water now as well. You have to like actually close the terrain tools for some reason. Okay, so this has got no barrier. This has got no gate, so this should just lower. It does. Everywhere apart from this section. Can I just grab you and... Oh, I see what's wrong. I think I see what's wrong. It's the shortness of this post. So, do that. Do this. That's going to affect the water. I mean, I guess I could try and make that just like a feature, but that's kind of stupid. It could just be glass, I guess. I feel like I get stuck on these sorts of things quite often. And don't really understand why. I've played the game for long enough. Just be able to deal with these issues. I don't know if they're just annoying. They're just like janky issues that this game still seems to give me. Hey OJ, how you doing? Hope you're well. Seems to have been a lot of patches recently as well, like little mini patches. I don't know what that's about. Bug fixing, I'm assuming that things that they've introduced in the like previous updates that they've just had to go back in and fix. That's not where I want it. Seems to have been, yeah, this particular patch seems to have had 2 or 3 things that they've had to. I think I saw a patch notes the other day where they were having to roll something back. I don't really know what that was. Some sort of little UI change that they'd done that didn't work. Interesting. When did we get this little hole here? Did we always have that little hole there? Right, is that going to work? We still haven't even got the back. We haven't got the gate in. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to leave the glass. Right, that I can deal with. That's fine. So shallow water. I bet it doesn't let me put a gate in there. I bet it just goes nope. So I'm not really super bothered about even getting the keepers in because like I've got all the welfare turned off and everything. So I wonder if you have an education speaker, whether them chucking stuff over the barrier counts as them actually feeding the animals. Obviously we have to have a gate to be able to get the animals in there in the first place. But yeah, I've never thought of that. I wonder if that actually counts. This is just an awkward little space to try and get a gate into. It's giving me grief. Okay, it does let me delete that. Please let me just put a gate in there, game. Hooray! Right. And then I can just put a door. I don't even really need a door. I could just put an implied door in here. I think the keeper will walk. We'll have to see. I believe the keeper will walk on that because it's that shallow, but we'll see. So actually we want a proper we actually want a real door. Okay, so let's just move this a little over. Take that out and that one. Those are gridded pieces, so there's a little gap there. In fact, let's not take those out. That one out, and we'll replace that one and the door. So dumb that it does that. So I've never noticed that. Well, I noticed that the other day, but you can't move when you've got like a. Oh, there we go. It's letting me do it this time. It didn't let me split it before. There we go. And we'll have to fix that up with some other plaster. Right, so match that into that colour. I have just noticed today, quite ironically, after the fact that I think it was last week, my Seal Beach habitat got tweeted out by by Planet Zoo, by Frontier, and it just dropped off of the front page of the workshop literally within like 2 days of them doing that. It was pretty funny. Just shows you how like little that actually makes any difference. It's been on there for weeks, pretty much. Well, since I released it, it's been on the front page of the workshop for weeks. Hey, where's hey, dude? And then yeah, just literally I think the day after maybe a couple of days after they tweeted out about it, it disappeared off the front page of the workshop. Which is kind of funny because some of the like definitely it should stuff should regularly change on there. But the things that are at the top have been there since day dot pretty much. Like it feels like that thing that's at the top. Super cool creations, but yeah, it's interesting that they don't fluctuate that often. Okay, so let's see if that will actually let me get flamingos. Greater flamingos, right? Hello? Oh yeah, I forget you have to press that now. Workshop top ranking criteria is a PhD on its own. Yeah, it's kind of weird because I looked at it the other day and was like, so what's this based on? It's not based on the ratings. It doesn't seem to be based on the ratings or based on really anything. It's not based on the number of things downloaded. I don't know what it's based on. I mean, it's good. It should change. I'm not saying my thing should stay up there the whole time. It's just kind of ironic that the day after they tweeted it, it'd been up there for weeks. The day after they tweeted it, it disappeared. It's like, oh. That's kind of funny. I mean, that the first tab is most popular. So obviously it's quite how Steam is interpreting that. I don't know. You could probably find it somewhere. There's probably a Reddit post somewhere. Excuse me, that explains what that is based on. I'd like to make sure that I keep this all traversable. It's all going to look a bit repetitive, but I actually don't mind that because I've used the faux rocks, right? So the faux rocks are deliberately supposed to look like they're, yeah, not real. Hey Ben, how you doing? And we can always go back and tinker with them and just move them around a little bit. Mess it up a little bit just to get it. I'll probably put a bit of real rock in here and there as well. So I don't want these to be quite as I could have sworn you could change the colour of these, but I think what you can do is just kind of, if you just kind of hide them under the rock, then they will still use them. If you keep the water showing, they will still use them. Because all you really want is them to be able to interact with them. You don't really need to have that kind of metal bit showing. I'd love there to be, I don't know, I feel like in a lot of the objects, I'd love there just to be like a null option, like you can just switch them off but still have the function. Something that Prehistoric Kingdom have done pretty cleverly with their small exhibit animals is that idea of them just being able to, like, if you want to switch off the cage and just have the interactivity, you can do that. I think that's pretty clever. Are we getting any flamingos anytime soon? Where's my dudes? Where's all my dudes at? Oh my god, we've got so many animals in this sea. Where are you? Are you still in animal trading? You are. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening, peeps? Where's my guys? There's definitely a path that way. You can get there. Oh, and pause. That's why. Derp. There he goes. That'll do it. Right, this is looking rubbish until we get some foliage and things. This will look rubbish. I'll just keep going with some rock work, I think. So it's basically just like a big kind of wading pool, like rock area. I might just cover a lot of it in this rock and then detail it out. So they won't, the flamingos themselves won't interact with the fact that that is just, well, that's annoying. That's going to be a pain, isn't it? Because it's not going to let me move that. Darn. Have to fix that up later. Yeah, the flamingos themselves, I don't think interact with the fact that it's water. We shall see in a minute when they arrive, and they probably can't move. And we're building like a flamingo habitat, Benjamin. It's just we've had this. This is a really old zoo of mine, and we've had this little gap here. Oh, there they go. So it's supposed to be like a big rock pool area. This is just inside the entrance of the zoo. We've had this big kind of plaza, this plaza, and then this plaza, and then this little area. And these areas is basically just routes to get to the rest of the zoo. So I think this is going to be like a big kind of tropical rock pool area. Right, so I suspected that was going to happen. They're obviously going to be stuck inside there, but that's all right for now. Oh, they can get through the door. Sweet. Okay, so they can hang out. They're good. They'll be able to escape at the moment, I'd assume. Yeah. But I'm glad they can get through the doors. That was what I was a little bit worried about. And can they get everywhere? Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, so this has got loads of work to do to it to get it to anything that looks decent, but we'll just kind of keep chugging along. Mostly placing rocks. Mostly placing rocks. What we need is a bit of kind of green, but not like crazy green, just a little bit of green. So we'll get like 100 of them in there. Just whack a load of them in. And that definitely is a little bit better colour, I think. Build a few more of these kind of groups as well. So that one, and then get a few of these as well in the same set. Group those together. That's alright, that's nice. See, what I could do as well is I could change the colour of the water. I might do that actually, because at the moment I think it's all set on pretty clean and transparent. But if we mess it all up a bit, make it look a bit more mucky looking, then it will work a bit better. That was quite an ascent. Quite impressed by that. And this front one we've got to sort out, and we've got to clean up this whole edge. But let's think about first of all what we're doing with this bit here. So this I think is going to be like the viewing area. Now, I'm not sure if I bring that over the barrier like that, whether that's going to be an issue for the guests, whether they'll cross that line and freak out. Oh, we got to pause it because it's going to make a break. Stop. Tell you what we can do. We can just elephant grass that line. That'll stop them from crossing over there. Let's do this. And in fact, let's just do like a big. Let's do a big node kind of here. See if we can use that. And it's not what I want you to do, game. I just want you to link. I want you to link one to the. Let's go with that. So this zoo, I didn't really do any of the kind of worrying about accessibility and stuff, which I should have done, but at the time when I was building this zoo, what is it doing that where it's like turning that one into, that's annoying. Yeah, at the time I wasn't really thinking, as I said, this was my first ever zoo, so I wasn't really thinking about anything. I was just kind of playing. Oh, I mean that would work, but it's not nice looking. What if we did it down here more? So yeah, I went for a bit of a period of time where I was like, I'll go back and I'll make all of this. I'll change this whole zoo. But I don't really want to do that. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave most of it as it is. That's hideous, man. I'm going to leave most of it as it is. I was originally at one point I was like, I'm going to go back and take that whole plaza out over there. And move this building because I don't like this building, and get rid of this building, and just like this one I don't mind. I quite like this, but it doesn't make any sense. Like the way I've built this zoo, I've built it right on the edge of the map as well, which is a rookie error. Which I wouldn't do again, but it's just too much to like undo some of those things. So I decided just not to worry about it. I decided not to worry about it and just let this be my fun zoo. We could just do that, couldn't we, really? And then maybe even like a... I think that's all right. Just have that as a spot. Okay, and then we'll have to put something along this. In fact, we could even just use the barriers here, path barriers. Path, raining on ground path. Okay, and then we'll put some like actually let's put some curb in as well. I don't usually use the in-game curbs, but I'm gonna, because why not? I think that'd be one of my little, definitely one of my things that I would change. That like the option to not have curbs on a raised platform, like that would make so many things so much easier. And the option to have curbs on one side and not on the other would make so much easier. Little quality of life things like that, which I'd love to see, but probably don't really bother the majority of players, but they would really make a difference, I think. Because the amount of time, the whole reason you end up with the lost ankles problem, I don't think it's too bad actually in this zoo. But yeah, the whole reason why you often end up with lost ankles is because you can't raise a path and hide the curbs and stuff for it easily. It's a pain. What are we using there? We've got like a, what is that? Limestone temple cornice. I think that would probably be a bit much, but let's just use limestone. Let's use that, I think. That's not going to work. Let's use the temple piece then. Hey Zove, we're just kind of goofing about really, dude. Building a little, it's my old franchise zoo, building a little, starting off a little flamingo bit basically in an old zoo. I don't want to make this elf. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little looky. We could just make it out of plank, I guess. Some plank pieces. Do something like that. Oh, hello. That was laggy. Just to cover that edge up, I think. Yeah, it's a bit more of a sort of just chilling out, hanging out day, really, rather than a getting loads of stuff done day. Not that my streams ever really we get loads of stuff done. They're always pretty slow progress. It's just the way I work. It's just the way I do it. It's difficult. I do find that out of all the things that I stream, Planet Zoo is the one I struggle to stream the most. The flamingos are fine, dude. I've checked it already. And this is not my like realism zoo. I'll show you why. This massive, great big like sinkhole habitat. So if that's a realism point, I'm not that bothered about in this one. This is pretty much just my mess around and have fun zoo. Seems the game is not keen on building. You're building a habitat was paused. Kept saying no path, no destination when trying to move animals from quarantine to habitat. saying no path to destination. It might be that you've... Yeah, it could be that... Because I think when you unpause it, sometimes it like updates the like... the like traversable area, but also the pathing bits for the keepers and things. So that might be the reason. Let's just do... I think we'll do this side like this, and then we'll kind of just bleed this in with rock here. Hey Lovro, how you doing? But yeah, they can they can make all those terrain shifts so that they can cover it all. They can't get over the top of these, but that's fine. It's basically just like kind of rock pool areas, but it's quite a big area anyway. They've done a new rage quit. Yeah, it does happen sometimes, doesn't it? It's just sometimes you just have these little weird things with the game that just are unexplainable. Actually, can we make that a square? Can we square that end off? Let's do that. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I'm good, Love Road. Thanks very much. Lots going on at the moment. And obviously I've been a couple of weeks since I put out any new Planet Zoo content, mostly just because I was on holiday, and I'm never very good at getting stuff done in advance. Everything just takes me so much. It's not necessarily that everything takes me so much time, it's just that I take so much time over it. There's a difference. There's a difference. Like, I think the problem with having the kind of like obsessive detaily thing that I have is that nothing is ever really done, and that's why having a zoo like this, which is a bit more slapdash and a bit more like rough and ready, is quite important to me, because I have to be able to sort of go, yeah, I'm not going to obsess over every little detail in this one. I have to try and have it be more rough. And have other projects where I'm, every detail is important. Guess we could use some real rocks as well. Okay, so we need to seed that colour in a bit more as well. So let's do a few of these kind of patches that are like more like dirt. I'm making Gatorland in Planet Zoo. Have you ever heard of the place? It's in Florida in the US. I don't know if I might even have been there. Is it in? It's in Everglades National Park, is it? Might have been there. Take it easy, Love Row. Thanks for popping in. I find that if I try and make a recreation, I get sort of stuck, because you can't really ever recreate anything properly. Thanks very much, dude. Very much appreciated. It's really difficult to recreate something, and to recreate something completely to a level of accuracy that I'd be happy with is basically impossible in this game. So using something as a jumping off point, using something as like an inspiration thing, is definitely more suitable to me. But good luck with it. I'm sure you'll do a good job. But let's get some actual tropical rocks going in here. I hate these. I really hate those. They're so green. It's all green. Right, so just blend in a few of these here and there. It will just simplify a bit, I think. I want to cover up basically all of that metal as well. Or whatever that is, the stony kind of thing. It's the jankiest thing I've ever built. Nice, we like a bit of jank. There's always room for jank in Planet Zoo. Yeah, so if we keep these little bits of, just these little bits of water coming through, and then I'm hoping if I can kind of just change the colour of the water a bit, and maybe even have it as the rough water, that might help. And then nothing ever really looks good until you start putting foliage in, and then everything starts to come together. It's a weird thing. It's one of those things that you have to kind of accept with the game, is that just to trust to keep going with something. Because at the moment, if I look at this, I'm like, this is horrible. This is a bloody horrible mess. But many tinkering moments later, it will come together. Okay, right. Let's come in. Yeah, I feel like I may well have been there. Oh, I've caused a problem. I've created a problem. Might just be for this guy. That's better. And this guy's escaped. Escape! Raining on elevated. What's that one like? Let's go with that one. In fact, let's not do that. Let's use the rail. The aquatic rail, whatever that's called. Aquatic fence. Put a post or something there. Someone was asking me yesterday in the comments, or maybe it was in Discord actually, about a new zoo game that I was going to look at that looked a bit more like well, a low graphics sort of thing, but more like a kind of casual zoo thing. And I don't know, I'm not sure. It looked kind of cute, but I'm not sure, because I'm not massively like, I don't know, like zoo is not massively my thing. Like I'm playing this game because of the building. I'm not really the The animals are just an excuse. I'm definitely more interested in the animals than I am the roller coasters. Actually, we don't need that side. Let's not have that side at all. But yeah, I might look at it. I can't remember what the name of it was now. It's kind of cute, but let's not go with that. Let's go with a brick column. And that can just be kind of open, and we'll put something in there. Do we have like a... yeah, that'll do nicely. That'll do. So that'll be that little viewing area. So we'll decorate some foliage in there. This all needs to get some terrain painting going. I don't think they like much, do they? I seem to remember, not you, because you're escaped. So they do want some hard shelter. Okay, maybe they're not going to get any hard shelter, but we shall see. Adequate plant and tree coverage. We've basically got no plant and tree coverage. Less soil, more rock. Oh, they can have more grass. Okay. Well, the thing is, the game is counting. It's going to be counting all of the terrain that's underneath this, I'm assuming. So we can probably just like paint randomly, and it'll think that's all fine. I'm guessing. Less soil, more rock. Well, where's all my soil? I ain't got no soil. Let's just do that then. And then just the bits that are bleeding through. We don't want that. We don't want that rock. Less grass, more rock. Okay. Come on. There we go. They're not going to get that. You're not going to have that, I'm afraid. It's not a swimming area. It's a wading area. Right, let's get this guy captured. Oh, that guy wants to be captured as well. You've got plenty of walking area. You've got way more than you need. We could give him a shelter, but I'm not that fussed about doing that, to be honest. Did that guy just reappear inside the habitat? Interesting. Oh, I haven't actually fixed the problem either, have I? Let's move them over there. Go right over there. And let's just do... So I don't want them to be able to view them from this bit, because they'll all just goober about. All the guests will just stand here and look at them. So we want to try and block this off a bit. But not too much, because they can view from like all over this place. They can be able to view from all the angles, apart from maybe that one. Tropical. Okay, right. And what do you like? You like tropical Asia. Asia, tropical. Tropical. Yeah, I think we'll go tropical Asia because then I can use loads of bamboos and stuff here and there. So I think we'll just kind of build up some nice clumps of this. Dot this around everywhere, and I'm not going to care about the coverage because I always think it's just stupid because it's well over what they want, but I don't care. I'm not having a K-pop tree in there, wowzers. Mangrove apples always look a bit green. That's my one issue with them. Their colour is always they're always a bit crazy green. This is definitely my budge up zoo. That is for sure. Some of this in there. Do do do. Don't want those. Willows are probably going to be a bit much. Yeah, I think that's a bit much. Bow, 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 bow. I think we've got the kind of, oh, we go with the corkwood as well. Those are not too bad. They're not really in the right biome, but they're a little bit more subtle green to use as like a bush coverage. And then I said I wanted to kind of mess with the colour of the water, didn't I? So let's just grab the water. So if we make this dirty coloured, what would it look like? Has that actually changed anything? Can't see it. Let's find a bit that's actually... So that's water. I think it's just... Maybe it's too... Maybe it's too low. Oh well. Doesn't seem to be changing it at all. I guess that could be a... Maybe that's a feeder? I think it is. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe that's water. I think maybe because it's so shallow, it's barely even noticeable that I'm changing it. Hold on, they're about to leave again. All of these guys are leaving. Okay, so let's do a bit of tropical. Let's put some of these down. I never really understood the dynamic moss. Like, I don't really understand what that's all about. The fact that it moves. I don't really understand why you'd want that. It never feels like it's very realistic. I don't know why you'd want it. Oh, we've got grass on our path now. No, 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 no. We can't have that. Mulch. Mulch is my favourite word in the game. It's the most commonly used. It's my most commonly used bit of wordage in the game. When I'm recording, I keep saying mulch, and I'm like, why do I keep saying mulch? It means that when you place it, it will never look the same. Also, the moss stops moving. Well, yeah, but why? The moss stops moving when you place it, does it? Oh, right, okay. I never use them. I always think the green's just too much. I always think the green's too much on any of the mossy bits. It's not. I mean, I guess that's not too bad. Use it. Oh, it does stop moving. You're right. Just that. It's just so bright. Dynamic cladding. Maybe some of the bits are better than others, but it just always looks so. It almost looks sort of like phosphorescent. I guess occasionally mixed in here and there it would be alright, but do a bit of it, couldn't we? Bits and pieces here and there. So that's the normal mossy. But yeah, a lot of these ones I just don't think are really all that usable. What they're actually quite useful for is underwater. I guess that's the only time I've ever used them. So if I use it under there. Yeah, that's a bit better because it kind of dulls it back then. It's not quite as crazy green then. Yeah, that's actually right now. Okay, right, so let's just make sure they can't get out of there, which we need to do. I think I'll just use those again. You can change the colour of these, so I should probably knock that back a bit because it's a bit shiny. Oops. But did it do? Come on. I feel like they've changed something. That the escape key doesn't exit from an item at the moment, which I feel like I'm pressing that key because I know that is what it does, and it doesn't seem to do it. I don't know if that's something that's changed recently or an accidental change. But usually when you press escape when you've got something selected, yeah, I'm sure it does. Deselects it. Maybe I'm going mad. Playing other games. Too many other games on the go. Usually when you're like pressing something that's not working though, I'm like, I trust my muscle memory. It's just remembering what it is and it's not doing what I think it's going to do. So it's changed. Right, will you still be able to jump over that? I bet you will. Yes, you can. Right, let's see what happens now. Get all of the flamingos back inside, please. No, good. Grand. Right, so let's get them all moving about a bit. Let's see what happens. Let's get some more bamboo going. Mounted bamboo. Right, so now the job is just to make it look pretty. We've got the bare bones. And I'm going to take a lot of it. I think I'm probably going to take a bit of the traversable area away because I've got quite a lot of space. So, but we'll get guests all round here. So we'll get guests viewing from up here. I'll cover this barrier. I'm just going to cover this barrier in. Oh, hello, flamingo. Where did you get out from? It's definitely not. It's definitely supposed to allow you to exit an object. That I'm pressing it and pressing it and pressing it. Right. So where did you get out from, my little cheeky friend? I don't see any escape points. Maybe you were already out. Could be the case. This might be the case. Right, so what is the native trees I've been using for this? Is it ash? Elm. Okay. Let's have a look. Put like an elm tree down there. I've got to fix that horribleness there. It's coming together. Right, let's do a bit of grass. Oh, no. Graphics are feeling a bit low at the moment. I think this zoo is pretty heavy on the old FPS, which is why I've got rid of all the guests and everything. In fact, let's use a bit of elephant grass, I think. Again, sometimes I feel like the green is a little green on these. They're just a little bit high. The saturation just feels a little bit high. I think that's part of I guess that's just part of the kind of design style, the choices they made when they were making the game. But I do feel like sometimes things feel a little bit hyper saturated. Next episode of Tickle hopefully is next Saturday. I'm working on the first habitat, so but yeah, hopefully it'll be next Saturday. That's why I wanted to do a stream today, because obviously it's been a couple of weeks. I looked at the footage I'd got this week, or before I went on holiday. I didn't really have enough that I was happy to call that an episode, so I thought I'd rather just make sure I've got quality stuff, and it's looking alright, but you know, it's whether I'm considering it done or not is always it's always a different kettle of fish. But yeah, it should be next Saturday. I feel like we need a bit more mulch going on as well. Just a few more little bits that are like squeaking through. It's my most favourite project yet, for sure, Tigrido. But like everything in Planet Zoo, you just have these days where you just don't have the thing, you don't have the juju. Mine tends to be, I've always been a bit like this, but I'm a bit of a night owl naturally anyway. And that's why I think doing something like having, when you're trying to do a really like, well, for me personally anyway, when I'm trying to be really kind of super creative, you can't schedule that, and as such you can't just decide that, like, okay, at this point at this time I'm gonna be super creative. It either just is or it isn't. And so I think with that project in particular, I don't want to like force myself to put out an episode for the sake of it. I want it to always be like that I'm proud of what I've done. And as I said at the beginning of the stream, because of the way that everything is with the world opening back up again, it is always going to be that some of those episodes, if they're not kind of 100%, they're not going to get away with it as much as they were getting away with it before, because there's just less people watching them, less people online. Okay, this is coming together. I feel like we maybe would benefit from some movement of water, but I don't know. It's still annoying me that, and I don't really want to go and I don't really want to do the move of the water, the move the barrier and all that stuff again, because it's going to be a pain. So we might take advantage of that fact and actually try and make a water feature back here, which is pretty easy to do with the new waterfall pieces. Let's just get rid of that for a minute, because I don't want all that up there. Oh, not that one. I haven't still decided what this side's going to be yet, because I've got this this staff bit here. I need to do something here. I think this is going to be like shops. I think maybe a shop. I don't do any content, but I do the same. I only play when I feel it, when I have a few hours and force myself to play in PZ. Just get so crossed. Cannot imagine how stressful it must be for content creators. Yeah, I mean, it is and it isn't. It's like it can really be something that you yeah, I mean, you can make anything stressful though, right? You can make anything stressful, like it's that. So my mentality is that, yeah, no one gives me an emotion. This is a bit deep, but no one injects an emotion into my head. I make that emotion. So if I'm stressed, even if something is, you know, potentially like from the outside something stressful, I have the choice whether I'm stressed about that or not, or so that emotion is my own. And yeah, the trouble is it comes across in what you're doing, right? So if you put out content and you're just kind of, well, I don't know. I mean, at times I wish I was able to be a bit more like just rough and ready with the stuff I make, because it would be a lot easier to get stuff done quickly. And it is only a computer game at the end of the day, but that's just the way I am. I've always been like that. There's an element of me that's just like, I'd rather spend ages. I guess you just got to be who you are, haven't you? You're making content. You just got to be who you actually are, and be honest with you, like true to yourself and all that kind of cliche gubbins. But yeah, you're totally right. If I don't, I mean, that's why I think that the trick, well, one of the tricks that I'm looking to try and get to, I haven't ever really got to this yet, with Planet Zoo, is to have like multiple projects on the go at the same time, and therefore when you don't feel one, maybe you'll feel another. And the other, I would say the other thing as well, which is that you can start off, like persistence is my, someone said to me in comments the other day about something like, how do you think you kind of get good to be a content creator? And I'm like, I don't really know, because I'm still, it's obviously still pretty new. My biggest thing, the thing, like I think mostly my thing in all the games I play is just persistence more than anything else. It's knowing that if I just carry on doing stuff, like it will look better the more I do it. The more I do it, and to not be stressed about, like, if it doesn't look great. If it doesn't look great the first time, it might look great, iteration 10 of it might look better than iteration 2. It should. And if people watch, you got to like what you do. That's the other thing. You've got to like what you do. If you're creating content, you've got to like. You've got to think, would I watch this? If you go kind of, oh, I wouldn't watch this myself, or it's a bit boring, or you can't stand watching your own stuff, I don't know, there's a bit of me that just thinks, yeah, it's not right for you then. You got to be able to waffle on a load of old crap as well, which helps. You got to be able to waffle on a load of old crap. Too many people internalize, it's that classic thing, isn't it? It's an ironic thing to someone that creates content to be able to say, but other people's opinions are none of my business. Like, if I'm all right with myself in what I'm making, then that's the most important thing. If people watch it, that's a bonus. When I make content and make sure the thing in the video is done, I don't really care if people see the unfinished stuff, since I want people to see how I build. I'm not a perfectionist. See, I definitely am a perfectionist. And the reality of the nature of making content on any platform is that the more you make, the better. And if you can not be a perfectionist, then you'll probably do. If you can be just before, if you can basically be able to turn it on and be really, really good, and just dial what you're doing back to the level just before that, and not be worried about when you do that. So like if this is definitely, when I'm streaming, I started this stream today thinking, I want to get some stuff done, and I'm not going to obsess over the detail, and that's why we're not in Tigrido. We're doing this zoo because I care less about this zoo. I still want to make good stuff, but I'm not even recording this. This is more like just to hang out sort of thing. But yeah, too many people worry about the numbers and all that sort of stuff. There's so many different factors in it, and if you accept that you're always just going to be, make the thing as good as you can make it, or as good as the time allows you to make it, etc. What's their space looking like? It's still fine. Might bung a few more in now, just to get this going. Maybe do some. I was going to do a water feature, wasn't I? Waterfalls. So you can change the colour of these, can't you? I noticed the other day, weirdly, you can change the colour of the water on these as well. Strangely, doesn't kind of make a lot of sense, but So can we make this look decent? I don't know. It might look rubbish. It's going to be a hell of a lot of water coming down there. All of this because I can't be bothered to move that. See if we can make this look good. So let's get some plaster. But there's also different types of people, right, as well. So some people are different at... Yeah, some people are good ideasy people, and some people are good, like, executors. They're good at, like, executing an idea. I think I'm always better, and I have this in, like, all walks of my life, all parts of my life, my professional career and stuff. I've always been better at being just like an originator of an idea and not necessarily about someone that finishes that idea or wants to finish that idea. And in my work capacity, I always sort of say, you don't really want me to be the one doing it, because then I'm not working on the next idea. And professionally that works, but when you're doing something like this, and because they all take so long, you're always like, finishing a project is always the hardest thing. It's posted a water feature in the Discord. It's not a PZ one though. Let's just say it's raining a bit. Is that outside? Is that your garden? Oh my goodness me, that is pretty that is pretty spectacular. Am I alright to share that, Lindsay? Hold on, can I share that one? I think I can share that. Hold on, let's see if I can share it. If you're alright with me sharing it. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, Zeev. I'm going to make it look like it's supposed to be there. Hold on. Let's be Discord. There it is. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Right, here we go. Ready? Brilliant. That was literally... Is that literally happening right now? That is pretty impressive. Inspirational as well. You should have posted it in the PZ inspiration section. Okay, pause this for a second. Just chill out. Can I guess just pull it all away a bit. Let's just get some of these. Pull it away. Do do do. Let's do. Never known it before. It's actually pretty... I said to my girlfriend yesterday, we were really lucky because holiday... So when we were away in Devon, we pretty much didn't have... we had a couple of rainy days, but not like so bad. You know when you just get kind of horrible weather? It's not too bad. It's like acceptable levels of wetness. But since we've been home, every single day has rained. So I think we'll just kind of close this off. Yeah, I think we'll do that. But that looks like something special. Special amounts of rain. Oh, excuse me. I'm sure that escape key is supposed to do something. It's annoying. They've broken something, haven't they? Let's get there. Hey Zeke, how you doing, dude? All right, buddy. Yeah, not too bad. Just having a bit of a chilled goof about. Nothing too serious today. What's best to use that? I think back in my old sketchy franchise zoo, which I haven't touched for ages, so it's all it's a little bit compromised, basically. Let's just say, God, that key is so annoying. You know when you've just got something embedded in your muscle memory and it's just not having it, and I cannot now unpick that. The fact that that escape doesn't do what I want it to do. What's going on there? Oh, it's not group right. That's what's going on, Toves. We're missing one, are we? Oh, those are glitchy. As glitchy as. The Z fighting, crazy Z fighting. I wonder, I mean, I'm assuming they didn't really mean to make that change, that is just an accident. It's not better, it's definitely not better. Hold on. Group all that together. Right, I don't think I'm going to be streamed for that much longer, guys. I think probably a little bit. Just finished it. Some more detail of this off, but so let's just give this a little turn. Oh no. And then I'll need to fix these edges because they're messy as well. Okay, so that's a bit better. It's a lot of water going down in there, but that's alright. And then we need something here that looks like it's coming out from somewhere. Oh, the lag. Maybe we should do a save. Oh, maybe my escape key is just not working at all. That's weird. Maybe that's... that's very strange. This is taking a long time to save as well. Yeah, my escape key's not bringing up the menu. I wonder if that's my keyboard. I can't imagine it's my keyboard. Right, what we could do here is we could just put, in fact, actually, what the easiest way to do this would be just to get a piece of plaster, just like yeet that in there. Let's just bring that up a bit. I'm going to put another vent piece in there. Yeah, this isn't going to win any prizes for sure. This is not going to win any prizes, but that's all right. And you got to have these days sometimes when you're just doing the jank. That's so annoying. Can't select those. Impossible to get to. Too many pieces. Ah. There you go. So that one. And that one. Undo, undo, remove. Okay. This is pretty bodgy, but did you stop working on that Southeast Asian temple project a while ago? I haven't. I have a plan for it though. It was a random yeah, it was a bit of a random thing I started. I'm actually going to include that somewhere. I haven't decided exactly where yet, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to scale it down and use it in one of the other projects. So it may well appear in my kind of super zoo with all the different habitats in it, or it might appear in Tigridu. I haven't decided yet. I think maybe it's my escape key's not working. It's really strange. But yeah, I haven't dumped it. Okay, well there's something. it's not overly nice, but it's something. Let's get some more bamboo and things in here. Just a couple bits and pieces about. I think we're nearly there. So you get a bit of a viewpoint down into there from this side. There's going to be some more trees and things, like bigger trees up here. And we could have kind of a bit of a shaded area here. Well, my escape key's not even bringing up the menu, so It's definitely not. It could just be that it's not working in game, rather than my keyboard's got a problem. Yeah, it doesn't bring me out of that either. And I might be stuck in this now. That was good. That was a good idea. Now we're stuck in Tejicam. Brill. How do we get out of Tejicam then? Without the escape key. Maybe just end the stream. Just end the stream. Oh dear. Yeah. Thing is, it takes a while to load this zoo, so that would be the only way I know how to do it. It would just be to I feel like there must be a way of doing this. Yeah, I don't know. I was pretty much done anyway for it today. I think that was alright as a jump. We'll do a little Tejicam explore around since we're stuck in Tejicam. So that's gonna be more like a sitting area. P-fouls. What if you name the staff member another thing? And I don't think so. I'll find that one Tejicam named person. I don't think that's going to work though. That's all right. I'm all right to do a little bit of a wander around. Do a little bit of a wander around in Tejicam. I think this would be quite a nice little spot to view them. See, there's loads of stuff needs to be done there. That's not supposed to be there. Let's get rid of the HUD as well. Yeah, I've not had that before. I think it's going to be the game. I have a sneaking suspicion the game is doing it. It's not my computer or my keyboard. Excuse me. Oh, a little croaky moment. Yeah, I think they'll look alright. Let's get. In fact, we can probably just bung a few in more in there while we're here. Let's get some more of you. Shove them all in. I don't know why I've got a load of other random creatures in this hanging out. So yeah, it was supposed to always be, the point of this was, this kind of area was supposed to be that you get this kind of vanishing point thing. So as you come down off of the here, it looks like there's kind of nothing. That was never supposed to be this like reveal. That this was always supposed to feel like it's quite enclosed. That was always the plan. Obviously there's loads more needs doing. This whole plaza needs decorating. It's going to be a bit more like this one. God, that's rubbish. That's rubbish. God, going back and look at stuff I've done before sometimes is terrible. Here they come. Thank you very much. We're just about to end actually because we got stuck in Tejicam, but I'm fine with ending anyway because I was pretty much done anyway. Yeah, so there'll be, then you walk up here. You obviously, these are the first points you really start to get reveal of any kind of habitat and stuff. I think that's come out all right. It needs a bit of work. It needs some like it needs some little bits and pieces going on in there, I think. But not actually too bad. I've realised I haven't got any enrichment items either. And then this side will be peafowls and sort of food area. Bum, bum. And maybe we'll do just like a little enclosure thing. We've got no education boards and stuff, but I'll get all those in soon enough. We'll be in and out of this zoo. I think this will just be my kind of respite zoo. I'm not sure it's going to be anything other than just random live streams. Maybe I'll make some videos on it at some point. But yeah, as I said at the beginning, it's always tempting to go back to something you've done before and look at the bits that you don't like. Like, there's definitely bits I don't like in this zoo, and I'm fighting the urge to just change it all. Like, I don't really like as a concept, I quite like this treehouse thing, but unfortunately the guests don't path neatly along the path that the tracks, so they have a bit of a tendency to just to kind of stick themselves out of the walls here. And it's definitely getting laggier and laggier. But yeah, so it's supposed to be that when you get to that point, in fact, let's go this way. When you get to the point where you're kind of up on that boardwalk, that you get this nice reveal of the river and stuff, because obviously you can't really tell when you're at the gate that there's even a river there. Quite sure why I can't get this down this path. There we go. But yeah, this was built, I mean, I didn't really do any planning when I started this, so it was all just like just start, hence the gates right at the edge of the map and all that sort of stuff. And I think the hippos are the only bit that I actually really like. The rest of it I'm kind of a bit indifferent with now, but we shall see. All of this bit from here on I actually still quite like, even though it's got this silly walkover, like reinforced glass thing with the hippos walk over the top of it. Any hippos coming? I don't know where they all are. They're all hanging out somewhere. It's all my hippos. And this never got any traction when I did it because this was ages ago, but I was the first one to use one of these, do one of these tunnels like this. I think other people had made underwater tunnels, but no one had used this piece. And since then, it's been used all over the place. Loads of people used it. I think Delay Designer used it, and then everybody started using it. But this is the coolest piece to use for underwater tunnels because you can get that like rounded shape to it. Unfortunately, there's no hippos hanging out in this pool. Anyway, right, we're stuck in Tejikam forever. Hopefully we won't be next time we load back into this. Thank you very much for hanging out, peeps. Let's see if we can fix this somehow. At least I can save it and exit. It should be alright once I do that. So that's gonna be it. Take it easy, peeps. As I said, Tigmadoo should be back next Saturday, hopefully. If you're watching this after the fact, very much appreciated. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I shall catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.